live. Okay, so today's date, what is it? 10/14. So number one, we just did one like this. Write a polynomial. So I'm going to go P of x equals. So x equals 3 had to have come from an x minus 3. It's the only way you can get that answer. And to get a square root of 5 means we probably had an x squared equals 5 because you had to take the square root of it. But as a mini equation, it would have been x squared minus 5. Okay? Now, if it passes through the point 0, negative 2, there's some number a, which we don't know. But to find that number a, we're going to put our point 0, negative 2 into it. Now, every point has an x and a y value. So I'm going to put my negative 2 in for y, and I'm going to put my zeros in there and there. So I'm going to rewrite this as a times 0 minus 3 times a 0 squared minus 5. So I put 0 in for x's, and I put my negative 2 in for y. And I'll get a negative 2 equals, let's see, that's going to be a negative 3 times a negative 5, right, times an a. So I'm going to have a negative 2 equals a 15a, just 15, right, just plain old 15. Divide by 15, divide by 15, and that's the value of a. Now, let's rewrite the equation. Okay, all right. So, bye, Victor. This is going to go there, and my answer is going to be P of x equals negative 2/15 x minus 3 x squared minus 5. Okay? Hopefully you can do that tomorrow. Okay, number 2. Am I going too fast? No. Number 2. I'm just adding. So add like terms. Add like terms. X cubed with x cubed makes 14 of the x cubes. 18x squared, 3x squared makes a positive 21x squared. Negative 4x, negative 6x makes a negative 10x. Okay, how's that? Yes? Okay, everybody good on that? Now, number 3. When I subtract, I make mistakes. You don't have to do this, but I make mistakes. So what I do, because I make mistakes, is I just bring the negative through, okay? Because I do make mistakes, so I'm going to rewrite it so I don't make a mistake. 8xy minus 15x plus 12y, and now I get a minus 3x, a minus 5y, and a positive 15xy. And now I'm probably not going to make a mistake because I brought the negative through. Because what fouls me up is usually the negative here. Because I'm going to subtract the negative, which is really going to add it. So now I've got it put together. These two, they're the same. These are the same. 23 xy's. Put these two together because they're the same. Negative 18x. Put these two together because they're the same. Plus 7y. Okay, thumbs up. Okay, good. Okay, number 4, we're going to have to multiply. Since I've got 3 things to multiply, I'm going to multiply the first 2 together first. I've got 3 things to multiply, so I'm just going to ignore that. Okay, I'm just going to hide it. I'm just going to go that times that, that times that. Okay, I'm going to do that first. So I've got an x squared plus a 3x. See that? X squared plus a 3x. And then I'm going to multiply. X squared times 2x is a 2x cubed. Good job, Jacob. X squared times a negative 5 is a negative 5x squared. 3x plus 2x is a 6x squared. I like to line them up. You don't have to. I like to line them up because I know what to add, right? And then 3x times negative 5 is a negative 15x. And then when I line them up, it makes it easier to add. That's the only x cubed, so I bring it straight down. So I get an answer of a 2x cubed plus a 1x squared minus a 15x. And since I'm adding, you can only add the ones that are the same. So I'm done. I'm done. You can only add the ones that are the same. So that's my answer. How am I doing? Is this helpful? Okay. Now 4. It's got to be Pascal's triangle. You guys agree? It's got to be. So if I look at my Pascal's triangle in my notes or in your book, I think it goes 1, 4, 6, 4, 1, right? A4, A3, A2, A1, and no A's. And then on the back side, B4, B3, B2, B1, and no B's. And don't forget there's plus signs in between. Don't forget your plus signs. That's one of the things I've noticed. So this is a hint for you. Put your plus signs in, okay? Don't forget your plus signs, because when I was watching your work, you guys were doing a great job putting it together. But if you forget your plus signs, then it gets all messy, right? So now, I'm not going to write A, but I'm going to write 2x. I'm not going to write A, but I'm going to write 2x. I'm not going to write B, but I'm going to write 3. I'm not going to write A, but I'm going to write 2x. And I'm not going to write B, but I'm going to write 3. I'm not going to write A, but I'm going to write 2x. I'm not going to write B, but I'm going to write 3. And I'm not going to write B, but I'm going to write 3. Okay? Now, it's a mess. It's a mess. So I want to tidy it up. All right. Thank you, Jacob. That is 16, isn't it? 16x squared. Or 4, I'm sorry, 16x to the 4th. Okay? Plus 4 times an 8x cubed, because 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Keep your plus signs. That's one thing I noticed with you guys, is that your plus signs were disappearing, right? So make sure you have your plus signs. And then plus 6 times a 4x squared, 2 times 2, times a 9, 3 squared. Keep your plus signs. 4 times a 2x times a, well, 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Plus 1 times, let's see, 3, oh, I made a mistake. Whew. All right, because that was 4, right? I almost made a mistake. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. It really is. All right, now I'm ready to use a calculator, but I can do this. Let's see. 16x to the 4th, definitely, right? 4 times 8 times 3, I don't know. 4 times 8 times 3 is 96. Plus 4 times 6 times 9. Remember, 6 times 4 times 9 is 216. X squared. Plus, let's see, what's 4 times 2? 4 times 2 times 27 is 216 again. That's right. Plus 81. Okay, that's it. All right. Thumbs up. Good. Now tomorrow I might ask for only one of these terms. Right? So tomorrow it might say find the third term only, which would be that one. Does that make sense? Okay, turn the page. Okay, divide. Now, don't make this mistake. Everybody listen. Okay, everybody, do not make this mistake. You can do this. Watch. Everybody watch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Wait a minute. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're missing. What are we missing? 1. We're missing an x cubed, aren't we? So just for me, I'm going to write that up there. So, okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There is a plus 0x cubed. I'm missing, and I have to have that. Yesterday I talked about this example. If you had 102, or if you have 12, they're totally different numbers, aren't they? You've got to have the 0 as a placekeeper. Same thing here. All right, so synthetic division. All right, here we go. Upside down. 1, 0, negative 2, 2, negative 4. Draw this line. Everybody, some of you guys are missing this line too, okay? Draw this bottom line, okay? Some of you are missing this line. And add this word. Right over here, add this word. Put add. Put that there. Now, right below the negative 4, that's where my remainder goes. Okay? Set yourself up for success, okay? Now, you don't really subtract, but you add a negative. So we're going to take the opposite. Negative 3, okay? You've got to take the opposite, okay? Now, how am I doing? Are you guys with me? Step 1. And I like to make sure I put it through my box so I don't put any numbers there. That's why I put the arrow there, because I don't want to put any numbers there, so I bring it straight down. And then we're going to multiply, right? 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. We're going to add. 0 and negative 3 is negative 3. We're going to multiply. Negative 3 times negative 3 is a positive 9. Now we're going to add. Negative 2 and 9 makes a 7. We're going to multiply. Negative 3 and 21. Negative 3 and 7 is a negative 21. And we're going to add. Negative 19. That'll multiply. And I think that's 57. Yeah, it's got to be 57 because it was 20 to be 60. 3 less, 57. So I get a positive 57. And I add, I'm going to get a 53. Now, we're going to bring back our x's because our x's were invisible. So let's bring back the x's. It's going to be 1 less power. Okay, I'm going to write myself a note. It's going to be 1 less power. It's going to be 1 less power. So my answer is going to be a 1x to the third minus a 3x squared plus a 7x minus 19. Now this is my remainder. If it has a remainder, it does not go in evenly, right? So if I say, is x plus 3 a factor? Heck no, it didn't go in evenly, did it? We got a remainder. But if I got an answer of 0, I'd say, yeah, it's a factor, it went in evenly. Okay, so now, what do I do with my remainder? Well, I go like this. I go plus my 53 over what I divided by, just my x minus 3. Okay. Can you do that tomorrow? You guys are getting better at this, aren't you?
Yeah.
You guys are getting better. That's what we practice, right? Okay, number 7. Am I going too fast? So 7. Look up on the whiteboard. Look up on the whiteboard. And it's right. Yeah, it's there. Except for we're going to make this 2 times 2 times 2. This number is 2 times 2 times 2, isn't it? This number is 3 times 3 times 3, right? So actually I'm going to write it that way so you'll see it, okay? We're going to rewrite this as 2x cubed plus 3 cubed, okay? And now I know what my a is. There's my a, and there's my b. And I'm just going to follow what's up on the whiteboard, right? So we're going to go parentheses. It says a plus b, so 2x plus 3. And it says a squared. Okay, please don't make this mistake. Please don't, because I'll take half point off. But this squared is 4x squared. 4, got it? 4, not 2x squared, but 4, right? So 4x squared. When it says AB, I'm just going to multiply these two. That times that is a 6x plus 3 squared, which is 9. Can you do that tomorrow? That's factoring. Can you do that? Emily says yes. Right, Emily? You got this. Okay, number 8. 4 terms. Right? 4 terms, what do we do? 4 terms, what do we do? 4 terms, what do we do?
You group them.
We're going to group them. We're going to group them. Remember how we group them? Nice job, Luke. Okay, so we're going to group them. I'm going to put these 2 together and these 2 together, right? So when I group them, I'm going to ignore this set. I'm going to ignore it for right now, okay? What do these 2 have in common? Yes. More. Correct. X squared and a 2. So they have a 2x squared in common. Good job. So if I take out a 2x squared out of this, I'd have a 2x minus 1. If I ignore this, what do these 2 have in common? A 5. I totally agree. Let's do a negative 5. So I'd have a positive 2x minus 1. We're not done, but we're close. We're not done, but we're close. These 2 groups have a 2x minus 1 in common, right? Which one here? Actually, I took out the negative. Great question. Negative makes a positive, right? So if I take out the negative, it changes its sign. Okay, and not only that, Luke, but if I go negative 5 times negative 1, I get back to positive 5. Good question, though. Really good question. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if I take out a negative, it changes the sign. Now, these 2 have a 2x minus 1 in common. If I take it out once to represent both, then what's left over is my 2x squared minus my 5. Okay, now that's harder to do, but you guys can do it. We're in Algebra 2, not Algebra 1. Okay, we can do this. Okay, number 9. Factor and find the zeros. All right. First, find the zeros. Find the zeros. So let's make it equal 0. So if I bring over the 15, how do I bring over the 15? How do you actually do that? Totally correct. Yeah, okay. Okay, I know how to factor this. You know how to factor this, right? Parentheses, 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 right? X, what times what makes 15?
5 times 3.
Good, keep going, Emily. What do I want, though?
You want to do plus 5 minus 3.
Nice. But we're not done, are we?
No.
So we got our mini equations. We got x plus 5 equals 0, x minus 3 equals 0, and then we get just the opposite, right? Because we solve it, we get just the opposite. We get a negative 5 and a positive 3. Okay? Awesome. What's that? I gotta get closer here. No, that's not. Good question. Okay. All right, now we're going to find the zeros. So what am I going to do? What do I need to do? Bring the 11x. I'm going to subtract it. Good job, Jake. I like the way you said that. But I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to put it right there because I want it in order. Okay. So I'm going to go 2x cubed subtract 11x squared plus 5x. Okay. Equals 0. Now there's got to be 3 answers. There has to be 3 answers. But before I do too much more, I'm going to try and make this problem easier. How do I make it easier? Yeah, take an x out, right? So if I take an x out, it's going to make it easier, okay? So if I take out an x, I'll have a 2x squared minus 11x plus 5, okay? We're almost done, aren't we? We're doing great. Okay, and if I factor, well, there's only really one way to make a 2x squared, right? How am I going to make a 2x squared? Perfect. 2x and x. 5, I got to go 5 and 1, but I got to kind of be careful. I'm actually going to put the 5 here and the 1 here. I'm going to put the 5 here and the 1 here. And you'll see why in a second. I call it the double smiley, right? There's double smiley. So 1x, 10x, you see the 1x and 10x, right? Which makes my 11. What I need is a negative 11x, I'll make them negative, okay? Right? I go negative, negative, but we got many equations now, so one is going to be x equals 0, 2x minus 1 equals 0, and x minus 5 equals 0, okay? Well, shoot, x equals 0 is already done. X by itself, it says x. What's one answer? 0. This one, we're going to have to go plus 1, divide by 2, I get 1/2. And then x minus 5, I go plus 5, I get 5, okay? How's that?
Yes.
Okay, now 11, take out your phone. Take out your phone, let's see, what we got? Desmos, let's take out our phone. Let's go to Desmos, see what we got. Yeah, let's use Desmos. Mine's in math school. Desmos, here's my Desmos. Okay, I'm going to go y equals x to the third power, subtract 16x. All right, I'm going to squish this down a little bit so I can see it all right. Oh, like there's a good picture. Okay, so I'm just going to make a sketch of this. It's going to be a really rough sketch. But I want zeros. Let's see, zeros are there, there, and there. There's my zeros. See, I found them? Zeros are where it crosses the x-axis. Okay, am I going too fast? Okay, so there's my zeros, right? My zeros are at x equals negative 4, 0, and 4. Those are my zeros, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 0. So, okay, I'm going to go here. Now, my graph is going to be way out of perspective, but it's going to work. It's going to work. I'm going to just go like this. It doesn't have to be perfect because I don't have to be perfect, but I just got to get these things, okay? How am I doing? So far, so good? Okay. Yeah, it is easy, isn't it? Max, I'm just going to tap on my max. There's my max at negative 2.3 and 24.6. So I'm going to put that up there. So my max is at negative 2.3 and 24.6. And my min, that's easy. I'm just going to tap on my min. And I got a positive 2.3 and a negative 24.6. Okay? All right, I got everything. So this is getting easy, right? Now, I'm going to, for these two, I'm going to draw my x-axis. Here's my x-axis, right? And it's going uphill to right there, right? It's going uphill to right there. And then it's going downhill to right there. You guys agree with that? All right, so let me draw my number line over here again. Okay, so you guys, here's my number line, which is the x-axis. Here's 0, right? So this point right here has to be the negative 2.3, right? It goes uphill to negative 2.3. So I'm going to put a spot at 2.3. There's my negative 2.3. And then it goes downhill from here to here, so at 2.3, positive 2.3, and then it goes up again. So I like to write this. I like to write up, down, and up, okay? Negative infinity and positive infinity. I'll wait for you, okay? And you don't have to draw the number line. You can just use the graph, right? You can just use the graph itself. But you know that you can just do this, right? Right? It's going uphill to here, going downhill to here, and uphill to here. So I think the easy part is, yeah, everybody can see it. How do you write it? Right? You agree? So we're going to just use words. There's in pre-calc we'll use symbols. We're just going to use words. So we're going to say from negative infinity to negative 23, increasing, right? And we'll say also, and from 2.3 to infinity is increasing. So we're just going to use words, but words that describe what's going on, right? So if I say, okay, increasing We're going to go from negative infinity to negative 2.3 and from 2.3 to infinity. It's going uphill, right? And then decreasing, it's going from negative 2.3 to a positive 2.3, okay? Hopefully that isn't hard for you. I like the idea of drawing the number line and going up, down, up, and I think that helps you a bunch, okay? All right, that's all I have, but I do have some homework for you.